Hi, my name is Andy. I'm geography lecturer and faculty mentor. And so I couldn't make it to the faculty mentor meeting because couldn't find childcare for my 2-month-old newborn here, Wendy. So some things, strengths. Definitely a big improvement, the advising model. Reasons for that is because I can now focus in on the things in which I know how to do. I didn't go to school to become an advisor. I didn't come to school to learn how to deal with transfer. Does this class count for that class? I didn't go to school to learn how, whether or not, a D plus it counts for a class versus a C minus. The whole math in 118 thing, all the various things. I don't know that. I can't keep track, especially when the advising model is always changing. One year we had the general education core. One year before that we did it. So I'm always learning something new. It was very difficult. Now I can focus in on the things that matter, helping our students find careers. So that's what I know is geography. I know where careers are found. I know where grad programs are available, good ones in which we have connections. So now I can better suit the interests of our own students. So I think what's where the strengths of this new model really lies is we can really do our job. As far as the challenges, by far time. And this is more beyond, having a child, a 2-month-old, never had a child before, so it's blown my socks off. But the challenges is just juggling time. We think about, I RA teach, a couple big courses. I'm also director of motorsport studies. I also administer our capstone, yada, yada, yada. And so this is where juggling time and the faculty mentor role can be very kind of tedious. Now, some of this is just how I'm treating my program. I do pretty much everything in our department. That's just kind of the role I have. But in terms of other challenges, the course release is helpful. But when you teach 150 students another course, another 50 students, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me at all, especially when students are, buying my book. It doesn't really matter. So that's where the $2,500 was nicer. But anyway, as far as, how do students find me as a mentor? They find me to be charming. They find me to be good with email. They find me to be efficient, and they find me to be thorough. As far as topics students want to discuss with me, it's all about careers. And so fortunately in geography, we do have a lot of careers. We do have a lot of jobs available. A lot of people don't know about that. But computer mapping, GIS is our high growth area. And so that's where a lot of our students are asking questions about. Also, is we have a lot of scheduling issues in our department. So students are always asking about which courses are going to be available, why is it not available, why is it canceled, all those types of questions. So most of my questions relate to careers, but also which courses to take. What have I done to reach out to students? This is one of the things I feel like, I don't know if this was discussed in the mentor meetings, probably not, but this is where I think there's a huge opportunity, and that's in social media, marketing our programs, keeping in contact with our students, but also other students, potential students as well. There's a kind of a misnomer that people go to our webpage. Well, maybe they did 10 years ago, but now they go to our Twitter page, our Snapchat page, our Facebook page. Trust me, look at the data. Look at where they're going for information. You'll see that. So we can really do this, especially as faculty mentors. We should know our programs better than anybody. We should know what courses are available. We should know about careers. That's actually what we're supposed to be doing. So social media is a great outlet to showcasing that, also bragging in many respects. And I'll showcase some examples of how I've used social media to promote our program, promote courses, and all of that. And these tips I highly suggest utilizing throughout the department. This is untapped resources that we're not using, and it's, for the most part, it's free. So those I'm going to talk about right now. Here we have our Twitter page in which I manage. You can tell we have 224 followers, which, there's some good things about that. I know when I send out a tweet or I send out a message, I know my audience. And so how great is that? We can market the things, and we already know who's going to be listening. So I also showed the pinned tweet, the one that's always found at the top. You can pin a tweet, and I'm just, informing our students, informing other students beyond geography, informing students beyond IUPUI about some updates we've made. And so keeping students in the loop. And so, of course, I could also do a listserv, but you know how listservs are. Half them delete before you even open them. Sometimes you can use an opportunity in which something happens to promote a program, promote a course. So IUPUI had this earthquake drill, which everyone's like, wait a minute, earthquakes in Indiana? Well, yeah, that's stuff we talk about in our class. So we could promote programs, we could promote courses, utilizing just current relevant information. So this is where we can use real-time stuff. All of a sudden something pops up, let's take advantage of that. Let's promote it. Let's use it to sell our program. or promoting the School of Liberal Arts and some of the great messaging that we've recently done from our social media overhaul. So if those liberal arts are doing it, why shouldn't our own departments do it? And like I said, the beauty of this is that we're just not kind of this, throwing out information to the abyss. It's not like we're, paying, X number of dollars for a billboard on a highway, hoping that someone will look at that and then want to enroll in our program. We can actually target our market. We can understand what messages work. And so if you open up a tweet, you can actually see the bigger data here. And so the tweet activity, the impressions, the engagement, this is kind of marketing lingo, but it's very simple stuff to learn. It's not that hard. And so that's maybe stuff we should be doing instead of trying to reinvent the wheel or trying to just have a meeting just for the hell of it. And so here's the program I promoted, this Kickstarter of the year. So I promoted it using some funds from the faculty mentor role. This is the one that I'll talk about later in this video. But then I also promoted via Twitter, but also Facebook. So another social media tool. So look how many people. So the organic reach. We have tons of followers on Facebook. And look at the organic reach. 148 people actually clicked on that link and actually clicked on this video. Further, I paid $1 to promote this for 5 days to all 18 to 35-year-olds who are friends with someone who's a geography Facebook friend that live in central Indiana. And that $1 gave me double, even more, 2 times the number of people would have just naturally. This is $1. The post clicks are low because there isn't really anything to click here. It's just an image. So here we go. Once again, utilizing tools. $1 to promote stuff. This is stuff that we're not doing and we should be doing. And then finally, just examples of how I use our social media to promote our careers, internships, all that various stuff. And look at the bottom. 244 people reached. 101 people reached. Here we have we know who we're reaching. It's just not into the abyss. And so how do students, help to grow a program? They share the information. They tell other students about something. They like stuff, and then other people get to see it. So this is stuff that, once again, we don't do anything with. We need to take advantage of. Next, I describe my role as my academic advisor. Awesome. I'm blessed with a great academic advisor, Kim. In fact, I would argue she's probably the best worker I've come across in Cavanaugh Hall since I've arrived in 2008. And I'll say it straight to your face. So other things as far as my academic advisor, why she's very helpful. She always answers questions. Even when she doesn't know the question, she'll find out who knows the question. And it's always quick. She's very efficient. So we come in a world, academia, but especially Cavanaugh Hall, we don't respond to emails too quickly, do we? So here I have an advisor and finally someone who responds to my emails. One time I did, back in student affairs a couple years ago, I did email, someone in an advisor role, and they told me, well, the answer's on your webpage. That wasn't too helpful at all. But fortunately, that person is no longer with us. What events have we coordinated? So we've already coordinated meet and greet. We don't really get together as a department. Our faculty don't really get together. We don't have department meetings. We also don't have, student interaction. We don't have colloquiums. So a meet and greet was absolutely crucial just to getting people together. So we interact with each other. So now, from that meet and greet, which I've already organized from the first week, we've already got, the club geographies restarted again. So we've got, some life that's being invigorated from this mentor program, which has kind of forced me to create programs, which are good, to help getting our faculty in line and getting all the students on the same page. And so we're going to have another one on this upcoming Thursday, in which we're going to help sell some spring 2017 courses to our students. Also, maybe for those students interested in grad school, how to write a good letter of intent and all that stuff that is kind of the unknown for soon-to-be graduates, especially with applications coming up. And so those events, those meet and greets, we've got, like I said, geography, we're blessed. We have careers in our discipline, which is great. So spreading the word on that is a crucial part of the events I've organized. ADRX is it's tedious because we have so many interactions with our students that we don't think of, I need to document that. But fortunately, most of my interactions I have are via email or social media. And so I can go back when it's time. I should do, it's my weakness. I should be much better about it, but I can go back and I can document it. It's much easier for me to go back and find Okay, I emailed so-and-so about this, and so I can go plug that in. So that's where emails are a good record for keeping all that information. As far as how can we track, document mentor activities, probably the biggest thing we can do better, this is stuff that's been mentioned at the chairs and directors meeting, which I attend, is the fact that the whole minor situation. We don't know who's a minor until they're done with being a minor. So because geography, I would say about 25% of my interactions with students who are geography-ish students is students who are minors. And so how do I document them in ADRX? How do I document my activities with them? Because they're in the abyss. There's really no way to chart them, like I said, until after we see them. So all these various things are stuff I would mention if I had the opportunity to be at the faculty mentor meeting, if I actually wanted to talk in front of other people. But anyway, if you ever have any questions about this, email me at bakeran@iupy.edu.